If you plant even one of these 20 things in your yard, you could be signing up for years of destroyed foundations, dead pets, poisoned soil, or a root system that eats your entire property alive. I'm not exaggerating. Some of these plants are illegal to sell in certain states, some of them can kill a child in under an hour, and some of them look so innocent or so pretty, so cottage garden charming, that garden centers sell them right next to the tomatoes with zero warning label. I've spent years digging through horticultural extension reports, poison control data, and homeowner nightmare stories to build this list, and I'm ranking them from bad to absolutely never in a million years. Stick around for number 1. It's the plant that entire US states have banned outright, and there's a good chance it's already growing near your house right now without you knowing it. Let's get into it. Number 20. English ivy. It looks classic, romantic even, that thick green blanket crawling up brick walls in old movies. Here's what they don't show you. English ivy doesn't just climb, it invades. It works its way under siding, into mortar joints, and through roof shingles, trapping moisture against your house and accelerating rot and decay. Outdoors, it doesn't stay put either. Birds spread the berries into forests, where ivy smothers native plants and eventually kills mature trees by blocking their sunlight and adding enough weight to topple them in storms. It's officially classified as a noxious weed in Oregon and Washington. If you already have it, do not just cut the vines. You need to dig out the root crowns, or it comes right back. Number 19. Running bamboo. Not all bamboo is created equal, and this is the distinction that ruins landscaping budgets every single year. Running bamboo spreads through underground rhizomes that can travel 20 feet or more from the original plant, popping up in your neighbor's yard, under your patio, even through concrete driveways. Homeowners have sued each other over bamboo encroachment. Once it's established, digging it out is a multi-year project involving trenching, root barriers, and sometimes excavators. If you want bamboo's aesthetic, clumping varieties exist, but plain bamboo at a nursery, with no species name attached, is a gamble you don't want to take. Number 18. Mint. Yes, mint. The herb everyone thinks is beginner-friendly. Mint spreads through aggressive underground runners and will colonize an entire garden bed within a single season, choking out everything else in its path. Vegetables, flowers, other herbs, all of it. Gardeners who plant it directly in the ground almost always regret it within 2 years. The only safe way to grow mint is in a container, and even then, keep it away from direct soil contact because runners can escape through drainage holes and root the moment they touch dirt. Number 17. Morning Glory. Those trumpet-shaped flowers are gorgeous in photos and genuinely miserable in real life. Morning Glory self-seeds aggressively, and each vine can produce hundreds of seeds that stay viable in soil for years. It climbs and smothers shrubs, fences, and other plants, and pulling it out only encourages more germination from the seed bank you didn't know you had. Several states, including Arizona and Connecticut, list specific Morning Glory species as invasive or noxious. What starts as a few charming vines on a trellis often ends as a multi-year eradication project. Number 16. Lily of the Valley. Delicate white bells, sweet fragrance, deceptively adorable, and every single part of this plant is toxic. It contains cardiac glycosides that can cause vomiting, abdominal pain, blurred vision, and dangerous heart arrhythmias if ingested, and that includes the water in a vase after cut flowers sit in it. Pets and small children are most at risk because the bright red berries look edible. On top of the toxicity, it spreads by underground rhizomes and forms dense colonies that are notoriously difficult to remove once established near patios or play areas. Number 15. Butterfly bush. Marketed as a pollinator's paradise, and it's true that butterflies love it, but that's exactly the problem. Butterfly bush produces enormous quantities of tiny wind-dispersed seeds that escape cultivated gardens and colonize riverbanks, roadsides, and forest edges, where it outcompetes native plants that local caterpillars and insects actually depend on for survival. It's banned or restricted for sale in Oregon and Washington. If you want to support pollinators, native flowering shrubs do the same job without the ecological cost. Number 14. Goutweed, bishop's weed, sold in nurseries as a low-maintenance ground cover, which is technically true because nothing else will survive around it long enough to compete. Goutweed spreads through an aggressive rhizome network and can push through landscape fabric, mulch, and even small cracks in pavement. It's notoriously resistant to herbicide because its waxy leaves shed spray, and manual removal requires digging out every fragment of root, since even a half-inch piece left behind will regenerate a new plant. Number 13. Wisteria, Chinese and Japanese varieties. Those cascading purple blooms are stunning in every photo you've ever seen of it, and that's exactly why people don't research it before planting. Asian wisteria vines grow shockingly fast, several feet in a single season, and the woody stems become strong enough to strangle and kill mature trees by girdling the trunk over time. It's also heavy enough to collapse pergolas, gutters, and fences that weren't built to support it. If you want the look, American wisteria is a slower, non-invasive, native alternative. Number 12. Oleander. A staple of warm climate landscaping and one of the most poisonous ornamental plants grown in home gardens. Every part of oleander, leaves, flowers, stems, even the smoke from burning trimmings, contains cardiac glycosides toxic enough to be fatal to humans, dogs, cats, and livestock in small quantities. Multiple documented cases exist of children being hospitalized after chewing on a single leaf and of pets dying after eating fallen foliage. If you have oleander and also have young kids or curious pets, professional removal is worth the cost. Number 11. Tree of Heaven. This one deserves its own warning label. Tree of Heaven grows astonishingly fast, releases chemicals into the soil that suppress the growth of nearby native plants, and sends up root suckers that can pop up 50 feet away from the original tree. It's also the preferred host plant of the spotted lanternfly, an invasive pest currently devastating vineyards and orchards across the northeastern United States. Cutting it down without treating the stump actually makes the problem worse, triggering an explosion of new suckers from the root system. Number 10. Purple leucostrife. Bright purple spikes that look stunning near a pond, and an ecological disaster in wetland habitats. A single mature plant can produce over 2 million seeds per year, which spread through waterways and rapidly convert diverse wetlands into a monoculture that chokes out native vegetation, fish spawning areas, and waterfowl habitat. It's banned for sale in numerous U.S. states and provinces. Once it's established along a shoreline, eradication efforts often take years and require coordinated community-wide removal, not just pulling it from your own yard. Number 9. Multiflora rose. Originally introduced as a natural fence for livestock, and it turned out to be far too effective at that job. Multiflora rose forms dense, thorny thickets that can grow over 10 feet tall and wide, outcompeting native shrubs and making pasture land and gardens nearly impassable. A single plant can produce up to 1 million seeds, which birds spread widely, and the seeds remain viable in soil for up to 20 years. It's classified as a noxious weed in more than a dozen states. Number 8. Castor bean plant. Grown for its dramatic, tropical-looking foliage and quietly one of the most dangerous plants you can put in a backyard. The seeds contain ricin, one of the most lethal natural toxins known, and ingesting even a small number of seeds can be fatal to humans and animals. The plant is legal to grow ornamentally in most places, which surprises people once they learn what's actually inside those spiky seed pods. If you have children, pets, or livestock with any access to your garden, this is not a risk worth taking for aesthetics. Number 7. Foxglove. The plant that gave us the heart medication digitalis is also capable of stopping a heart if consumed carelessly. Every part of foxglove is toxic, and symptoms of poisoning include nausea, irregular heartbeat, confusion, and potentially fatal cardiac arrest. It's a common cottage garden favorite because of its tall, elegant flower spikes, but it also self-seeds prolifically and can spread beyond where it was originally planted. Households with toddlers or pets that graze on foliage should think twice before adding it to a border. Number 6. Chinese privet, sold widely as an inexpensive hedging plant and quietly one of the most aggressive invasives in the southeastern United States. Chinese privet forms dense thickets that block sunlight from reaching the forest floor, preventing native tree seedlings and wildflowers from regenerating. Birds eat and spread the berries far beyond the original planting site, which is how it has colonized millions of acres of forest understory. It also produces pollen that's a significant trigger for seasonal allergy sufferers, adding insult to ecological injury. Number 5. Water hyacinth. If you have a backyard pond, this is the plant that can destroy it in a single summer. Water hyacinth doubles its population in as little as 2 weeks under the right conditions, forming thick mats that block sunlight, deplete oxygen in the water, and suffocate fish and other aquatic life. It's so aggressive that it's illegal to sell, transport, or possess in several U.S. states. What starts as a few decorative floating rosettes can completely choke a pond before you even realize what's happening. Number 4. Autumn olive, introduced decades ago for erosion control and wildlife habitat, and it turned into one of the most persistent invasive shrubs in North America. Autumn olive fixes nitrogen in the soil, which sounds beneficial until you realize it changes soil chemistry in ways that favor more invasive species over native plants adapted to leaner soil. Birds spread its abundant red berries widely, and a single mature shrub can produce over 200,000 seeds in a year. Once established, it resprouts aggressively even after being cut down, requiring repeated treatment to fully remove. Number 3. Japanese knotweed. If you take only one warning from this entire video, make it this one. Japanese knotweed's root system can grow through concrete, asphalt, and building foundations and has caused so much structural damage in the UK that its presence can affect a property's mortgage approval and legal sale. A fragment of root as small as an inch can regenerate an entirely new plant, which is why knotweed frequently spreads through contaminated soil or improper disposal. Professional-grade herbicide treatment over multiple years or complete excavation are often the only ways to truly eliminate it. Number 2. Kudzu, nicknamed the vine that ate the South, and that nickname is not an exaggeration. Kudzu can grow up to a foot per day under ideal conditions, and it blankets and kills everything beneath it. Trees, power lines, abandoned buildings, entire hillsides, by cutting off sunlight completely. It currently covers an estimated 7 million acres across the southeastern United States, and eradicating an established patch typically requires years of repeated herbicide application or intensive grazing by goats. If you see even a single kudzu vine on your property line, treat it as an emergency, not a garden chore. Number 1. Giant hogweed. This is the plant that entire U.S. states, including New York and Michigan, actively hunt down and destroy on site, and for good reason. Giant hogweed sap contains chemicals that react with sunlight to cause severe chemical burns, permanent scarring, and even blindness if it contacts your eyes. It's not something you brush against and simply wash off. The reaction can develop over hours and leave burns that resemble third-degree damage. It's classified as a federal noxious weed in the United States, and if you spot it, the correct move isn't to pull it yourself. It's to contact your local agricultural extension office and let trained professionals handle removal in full protective gear. So there you have it. 20 plants that look harmless on a nursery shelf and turn into nightmares in the ground. If even one of these is already growing in your yard, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Look up your state's extension office for safe removal guidance before you touch anything on this list, especially numbers 1 through 5. If this saved you from a decision you didn't know was a mistake, hit subscribe, because next time I'm covering the plants that do the exact opposite, the ones that protect your garden, your pets, and your property value. I'll see you in the next one.